All right, as I mentioned, consumer prices continue to rise, as does inflation, causing some to draw comparison to Jimmy Carter's stagflation of the 1970s. Could the Biden administration's policies, combined with the Democrats' taxes in the reconciliation bill, push our economy into a rerun of the 70s? Here to talk about this, Dan Celia, President and CEO of Financial Issues Stewardship Ministries and host of the nationally syndicated show, Financial Issues. Dan, welcome back to the program.
Tony, it's great to be back with you.
Let's talk about the fact that consumer prices increased slightly more than expected in September at a time when inflation fears are growing. Prices increased 5.4% year over year. Now, that's the highest since January 1991. Some saying we could be looking at stagflation. What do you say?
Yeah, I don't know about stagflation in the truest sense of the word. I know some are calling for that. I think it's very dangerous to compare what we are going through here to the 1970s, or for that matter, any other period in time when we've had problems with the economy and struggles with the economy. This is a very, very different scenario, but not is it just very different. There is no history that is going to give us any indication of what we do. I'm an economist. I live and breathe the history of various economic cycles. It's what we do. I get that. But at the same time, there's got to be something there that you can look at. So I happen to be a behavioral economist. And as a behavioral economist, you have to factor in a total change in behavior amongst consumers and corporate executives to what is going on this time than what was going on in the 70s. We may have an energy crisis, but it is a self-inflicted energy crisis. It's an energy crisis that could easily be fixed or changed. It was very different in the early parts of the 70s when we were dictated to by OPEC and saw oil embargoes. And that's just one little thing, but there's a number of other things as well. And we are going back to dependent upon OPEC. That's what this administration wants to see happen, in my opinion. And he's going to get his wish maybe a little bit quicker than we'd like to.
Well, you're talking about those factors. Energy was a factor in the 1970s. Inflation was driven in part by the interest rates. We still have low interest rates, but there is talk about raising them. But as you say, these are self-inflicted. I would say we've shot ourselves in the foot, but it's more than that. It's like a cruise missile to the foot, where we've got these vaccine mandates that are driving people out of the workforce. We're looking now at trillions of dollars in new taxes that will further laden the economy. And then, of course, something big, vastly different from what we had in the 1970s is now we have $28 trillion in debt. And that's certainly going to weigh on the economy as well.
Everything that you mentioned is going to weigh on the economy and is already weighing on the economy. There's no doubt about it. That's why this is a very, very different time, just for those reasons that you mentioned, that we've ever had in the history of the nation. So back in 2013, we lost our ability, in my opinion, from a mathematical perspective, we lost our opinion to grow our way out of this economy. Can't be done anymore. And I was very critical of Steve Mnuchin and his just unwavering attitude that we were going to grow our way out of everything. It wasn't mathematically possible. And what we needed and need now, along with growth, is a shrinking of the size of government. We've got to have both in unison. We are having the opposite on both of those things. We have a massive debt that we continue to pile on, and we have no intentions or will in Washington to reduce the size of government. We're talking about 80,000 just new IRS agents. So we're not shrinking anything. And we are going to be taxed to the tune of probably, if this were to continue for the rest of his term, we are going to be staring at, taking home maybe 45% of our pay. That's when all the taxes are done. We haven't even seen the tip of the iceberg, Tony. It's not even out of the water yet. of what we're going to
Well,
be
when he
taxed.
talks about his Build Back Better program, it's actually Build Government Bigger program is what's in his reconciliation. So very quickly, before we run out, we're actually up against the break, but very quickly, what do our listeners need to be doing to prepare for what's ahead?
Well, what they need to be doing is working hard to get out of debt, to have some cash at home. You should have some cash at home. We've got a globalist communist of Janet Yellen that is pushing for a stable dollar. That is going to happen. It's going to happen soon. So that is going to usher in a lot of different things. But get out of debt, work to get out of debt, stay out of debt. Just don't get duped in to thinking that there's anything out there that is going to save you from the coming crisis. There isn't. Yeah. There just isn't. And if you do that, you're going to be in bigger trouble. Get out of debt, save some money, get some cash at home, and get ready to hunker down.
And then buying some beans and bullets, as we used to say.
You got it, brother.
Dan, great to talk with you. We'll talk some more the days
All right,
ahead.
Tony. Thank you.